Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Wednesday, March 7th, 2018. Vlog number 65. Another chilly morning. When is spring going to arrive? We kind of skipped over winter, and we didn't get no snow, no nothing, but it still remains cold. So speaking of cold, we were checking the weather for next week for my trip. And there's a couple of days where it looks like it's going to be a little bit either rainy or cold or possibly snow where we're going. So I'm not too worried, but it's just something to be aware of. So where am I going next week? In 1 week from now, I'll be heading up north for my cozy little shitty town of New Mexico. Of Albuquerque. I can't speak this morning. I'll be going from here around Albuquerque, heading up north to the nice, great white Mormon town of Salt Lake City, Utah. I say that because, let's face it, Utah is like 95% white people. Not like it matters, but just coming from a state in like New Mexico where there's a lot more diversity. Let's just say that. It's going to be quite a change. But why am I going there? Well, I've always wanted to kind of go up there just because it's someplace different. Usually from the trips that I do from here in Albuquerque, within a one-day trip, there's not many places you can go. You can go to like Arizona, like Phoenix, maybe to Las Vegas, and if you stretch it, you go like LA, all within one day. But of course, that eats all your traveling time for a day if you're on a road trip. Or you go straight up north to Colorado. You can go to like Colorado Springs. You can go to like the snowboarding or skiing towns. You can go to Denver. Denver's cool, been up there. Or you can head east and go to Texas. You can go to Dallas. You can go to like Amarillo, things like that. A little bit, northeast. You can go to like Oklahoma. I've never been up to Utah ever. So I always wanted to go there. I always wanted to check it out. The scenery looks amazing. A friend of mine went there, years back. I'm going like 10 years ago, maybe more. Definitely more. It was like 13 years ago. And, he enjoyed it. Of course, he went kind of in the wintertime when it was a lot of snow, and he had pictures of like people like crashing on the side of the road. It was pretty funny. But he made it there and back safe. Anyways, he really enjoyed Salt Lake City. And I've always wanted to kind of go. And so I had planned with one of my friends to go like a year and a half ago. But I think, as I mentioned in a previous vlog, this friend has no job and has no money. And I told him, once you get a job and you get money, road trip, let's go. But I ain't gonna go with you unless you have money. I'm not gonna pay your way. That's kind of messed up. I'm fine with us like going to like McDonald's and getting you a cheeseburger here and there, going to movies and paying for your movie. But I'm not going to pay for a hotel room for you and pay for all the gas. I'm going on a road trip with somebody. I expect people to split the cost with me. It's just only fair. So this opportunity came up, which I'm pretty excited about. It was kind of an unplanned thing until I saw it was a event that not only is it super cheap, but something that I've been wanting to do, and I've been waiting for the right time and the right opportunity to do it, because I think it's a big benefit to me. It's not just like a vacation we're going on. We're going to learn. That sounds kind of odd. It's not really a vacation that, it's for education, but I expect to get a lot out of it when it comes to my photography. Now, what am I talking about? my favorite photographer that I follow, that I learn from, that I kind of hold him as, like, the standard of great photographers of our time, who not only keeps up with a lot of technology, he he embraces new technologies, and um, he just he's just passionate about and all these new things coming out, allowing him to create his craft to the best of his ability. So whatever complements his ability and talent of photography better, he loves. So that's why he is a Sony artisan of imagery. And if you don't know who I'm talking about by now, I'm talking about the great photographer Jason Lanier. Some people may not like him because they think he's a Sony sellout or shill, but I tend to believe that no, he's not. He doesn't get paid by Sony. He just really loves their products, which I don't see a problem with that. But so Jason Lanier, he's been a photographer for many years now. He's primarily does weddings and portraits and things like that. Some landscape. But he's a master of light. He's a master of his craft. He can pretty much pull a great photograph out of thin air, just literally thin air, actually out of light. And he's just really good at what he does. But so what has been doing for a couple of years now, he puts on these photography workshops and he teaches people, because he thinks that he's of the belief that if he's able to pass on his knowledge to other photographers, even though some people might think that, oh, that's, you're creating your competition. He's like, well, so what? If I create my competition, that makes me better. It makes me have to step up and be better. Who says that? That's a very positive thing to have to say. And it's very, some people have the mindset of, I'm not going to tell that guy my secrets because I don't want him to do what I do and steal my clientele or do a better job than me. And that's the mindset of that you're a defeatist, that you are easily defeated, and that your talent to overcome is just not there. If you're good, you're good. So that's what Jason's whole mindset is, and he's very positive. He's a very good role model just for his outlook on life. Like, a lot of times when you watch he has a lot of videos on YouTube he always comes out with. But every once in a while he throws in little nuggets of life lessons just out of nowhere, and he's very. You look up to the guy, So not only is he a good photographer, but he's a good role model. So, anyways, he puts on these workshops all around the world, a lot around the country, but sometimes it's around the world, and his workshops are pretty pricey. They average anywhere from like $400, $500, $600, sometimes even up to $800 for like, I think like some of his lower workshops are like a day workshop. The more expensive ones are like 2-day, 3-day workshops. He puts on like 4-day boot camps, where he teaches like the whole business of photography, how to set up your social media, all kinds of things. And they get expensive, and that pays his bills. Pays for him to travel around the country, pays for his equipment. It pays for him to have models travel with him and be models for him. And God knows how much it pays for, but he is obviously doing very well at it, because he's doing very well for himself. Let me just say that. So, this opportunity came up. There was a promotion that he's doing, a partnership, and he does this every once in a while with a couple of places around the country. This promotion with this camera store up in Utah called Picture Line, where you can go attend his workshop. It's a 2-day workshop, at the Picture Line store for $30 per person. Only $30. I had to jump on it. I jumped on it immediately. And I told my buddy, who's also a big fan of his and who also does photography with me, said, we better jump on this because this is not only awesome opportunity to just go up to Utah just for the hell of it because I've been aching for a road trip, but I've also been aching to attend one of his workshops because I feel like, I've been trying to make the move to be a professional photographer for months now. And I feel that I'm lacking in something because I'm entirely self-taught. And so I think that even though as good as I think I might be at the moment, as good as people, who I've taken pictures of, given them the pictures and they go like, oh, this is so amazing. I love these pictures. You're a really good photographer. I still feel there's something missing. I'm I want somebody who is a master of his craft to look at my work and, really be hands-on with me and go, this is what you're doing right, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you can improve on. Let me show you what you need to be aware of, or this is what you need to look for. This is, because I tell myself I'm self-taught, but I'm taught by Jason Lanier already. I watch all of his YouTube videos, and he puts out he tells you kind of like how he works and how to shape light, how to pay attention to, posing, and his videos are very good to, teaching tools, but I want to be more hands-on. I always want to take a class. I never take a photography class in my life. So I think that once I do that, I'll have at least better confidence of my own ability, and maybe I'll take away some, just like a few nuggets of tools of the trade of how I can grow as a photographer and make this my business. And I think from then on, things are really going to be looking up for me. I want to take opportunity whenever I could see it, and just really, I want to be successful at this. I've always been creative my whole life. When it comes to like art or even like writing, I think I'm pretty good at writing and coming up with characters and ideas and stories. I've been good with digital art, Photoshop. I've been doing Photoshop for like 20 years. I went to school for computer animation. I wanted to be either a game artist or get into movie, special effects, CGI, animation, things like that. But nothing's ever stuck so far. But I've always, in the back of my head, always kind of like wanted to try photography just for the hell of it. But when I started really doing it, I felt I had a knack for it. I looked, I taught myself what I need to do to teach myself. I, read books. I watched YouTube videos. God bless YouTube videos, or Zeus, Odin, whatever God wants to bless the YouTube videos, because you can learn a lot through that shit for absolutely free. It's fucking great. Like, whatever I need to know, like, all right, what's a good way to set up light? You can find a million tutorials on how to do it. It is taking the best part of YouTube tutorials and applying it to your work. If you can grasp that, you can be successful. So I felt that finally now, out of all the creative outlets I've tried throughout my life, photography is the one kind of sticking for me, which is great. One aspect of that I still kind of hesitant on is that since I went to school for many, many years for specifically computer animation, I haven't done anything with it. If I pursue a career of photography and I'm successful, which I hope I am, all those years of school kind of down the drain. I have to live with that for myself. Um, but I just have to be square with that. At any rate, so yes, my trip is next week. Here is the 7th. I leave on the 13th, 14th, whatever next Wednesday is. I forget. But it'll be next Wednesday. I leave for Utah. The workshops are on a Thursday and a Friday. It's a 2-day workshop, and I hope to learn a lot. I hope to meet my current, idol. I want to call him an idol, someone I look up to, and really get hands-on learning from him, and come back a better photographer, someone who can really push forward into making this a legitimate business for me. So everybody wish me luck at this. I will keep you all up to date on my trip. I hope to be vlogging a lot on my way to Utah during my trip, wherever we go. I know other than the workshops, we plan to go around Utah or go around Salt Lake City and check out the sites and maybe take some pictures and stuff. So I'll keep you all up to date with that. And it's gonna be a blast. I really look forward to it. I haven't been this excited for a vacation for quite a long time. Because not only is it different, well, it is different, but it's something beneficial, I think, for me. So yeah, I can't wait. Plus, I get out of work for a couple of days, so vacations are always good to unwind and get your mind off work, and this is gonna be great. Anyways, I'm rambling for a really long time for this, so I'm gonna wrap this up, and I will talk to you all later. Everybody have a good day, and I love you.